Holy fucking shit.
So we all have.
We all have. You have no idea the distress that we've. Not him. He's fine. Look, the fucking unstressed bastard. Me, I am very stressed right now. Recording in progress. That's great. I'm fucking stressed. Liverpool playing at the same time. I'm an idiot for the scheduling this now, but it's for a good reason. Modestas Bukauskas will be joining us right this second, as if by fate he joins us. I say his name. Do I have the power to summon fighters? That's great. I'm hyped.
Yes, mate.
Yes.
How you doing?
How's it going?
All good, mate.
Good.
All good. So sorry about the little hiccup.
No worries. All good.
So, we know you're looking to. Let's just get started with this. We know you're a busy man.
Do it, mate.
Let's do it.
Worries,
so,
no worries.
As mentioned, we are now joined by the Baltic Gladiator, Mr. Modestas Bukauskas. Thank you very much for joining us today. Really appreciate it.
No worries, my man. Thank you for having me on.
No problem. Our pleasure. Going to jump right into it then. So, you started your combat sports career in kickboxing, I believe. Were you always planning on moving into MMA from kickboxing?
I don't think I was actually planning on moving into MMA at all at one point. It kind of just seemed to be my path. It kind of just fell into my lap, I guess you could say. I started off doing martial arts, and then, kind of later on down the line, started playing other sports, doing other things. You know, my mum kind of didn't want me to go into combat sports, and I've just tried other things. Obviously I'd been like so strict and as a child, you regimented, had to do this, had to do that, had to train, had to do this and compete. And that, I guess maybe subconsciously I needed a bit of a break away from it to try other things, other sports, played basketball, played tennis, played American football, actually went out to America for 2 years, tried to get a basketball scholarship, didn't work out. And then, as soon as kind of the door closed for me to be a professional athlete in other sports, I thought, well, what am I actually good at here? That, I haven't tried to do. And that was MMA. So pretty much I took pretty much a break from 14 to 18. And then, got straight back into it. But obviously the love was there straight away. I think I've always had a love for it. But obviously it just got reignited when I was 18.
You mentioned there about your mum, really looking forward to you going in combat sports. What was a reaction when you were like, well, this is what I'm good at?
Well, I mean, obviously my dad was like a massive influence and still is in my life. So I think probably, I don't know, does your mum ever want to see your kid get hit in the face or, get potentially punched in the face, potentially kicked in the face or whatever, losses and stuff like that. They obviously have to go through that whole roller coaster with you. And, she probably expected me to be a banker or an accountant or something, and that's why, obviously she sent me to private schools and stuff like that. Unfortunately, it didn't turn out the way that she wanted, but, I think now she gets it, but I think at one point she might have maybe not agreed with certain choices that I made. But I think now she understands it. And obviously, as you get older, you sort of just learn to understand things a bit more,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You certainly got a face for banking, haven't you?
I appreciate that. I'll take that as a compliment, mate. If that's you telling me, oh, you could get that modelling career going as well, then I'll take it.
Go for it, mate. Go for it. So James mentioned it there, you nicknamed the Baltic Gladiator. What's the origins of that?
So obviously, as you know, obviously by the name, I'm Lithuanian. I was actually born there, so that's my heritage. My whole family's from there. And I remember I was just sitting there one day, and I'm like, I just won the Cage Warriors belt, and I'm like, I think it was just after I can't remember when it was. I think it was just after I defended the belt. I'm like kind of thinking to myself, everyone keeps asking me, oh, what's your fight name and stuff like that, and I don't know, I kind of never really thought about it. And then I started, doing polls on Instagram and shit like that. And the next thing you know, you get a whole load of crazy different things. They had the Baltic James Bond and stuff like that. I've had all sorts. Like the incinerator. I'm like, where did these even come from? Then actually a Lithuanian artist, or I think a fan, or I don't know, but he does some sort of like kind of media kind of stuff. He reposted a picture that I posted, and he said the gladiator from the Baltic states, and I was like, that's actually got quite a catchy little ring to it. And then next thing you know, that's how the Baltic Gladiator was born. And I think it fits well. That's why I've got a gladiator on my arm now as well. I think it fits in quite well, just in terms of the thought of keeping on fighting and not letting things put you down, and just being a warrior in a way. So that's the way I like to live by it. And there we go, the nickname comes through.
Nice.
So in your last fight, you of course unfortunately suffered the injury to your leg. How's the recovery been with that?
I'm all good, man. I'm 100%. I've been doing backflips. I've been launching 40 kilo, 240 kilo kettlebells up in the air. I've been, clean and pressing 100 kg. I'm back. I've been training full on. I've pretty much been good to go since about April. So, it's just a case of obviously finding opponents and opportunities and the right fit and stuff like that. And I've just been staying in shape, staying ready, obviously staying a lot leaner than I normally would. And it's just been good. It's been a good change of lifestyle. I've been doing all my physio and everything. The knee is absolutely good.
Yeah. I always wonder how like men your size and like Alan Angelani, is that his name? How you managed to like do flips and that. You know what I mean?
Mate, do you know what? It was actually, I think it was almost like kind of like it was literally one day, like, in wrestling, you do like all these acrobatic things and you do like these, and I'm thinking, I can do all these flips off my head and stuff like that, and I can't do a backflip. Like, what the hell is going on? There's something not right here. And then I just thought one day, why don't I actually just try it? Like, I've got a crash mat in my gym at home, so why not like just give it a go? I go backwards all the time anyways. Like, surely it shouldn't be too much harder than that. And then literally after about, I think maybe 10 or I say 10 to try and sound cool, but nah, it's probably more like 20, 30 goes, and I managed to land on my feet afterwards. So it actually came pretty natural. And then my dad told me like little tips of the tricks of the trade, if you will. And then I managed to land it. So but yeah, I mean, and obviously with such a bad knee injury that I had before, I think it's obviously very good. And my knee's actually stronger than it's ever been, so it's good.
Yeah, I think you mentioned on your Instagram, did people say you weren't going to come back from this?
Well, yeah, I think it was insinuated that a lot of people thought that, it's mad. Put it this way. You have lots of people supporting you, and I really, it's great. The amount of people that are behind you and, tell you that you're going to do it and this and that. But then I just thought it was quite mad that I then would get a message from some people, and they said, "Oh, do you know what? I really didn't think that you were going to come back. Like, this is amazing to see your recovery." And I'm just like, so on one point of view, you're like, "Oh, you're going to come back. This is going to be great." And then on the other side, it's like, when I actually did like come back from this injury, everyone's like, well, fuck. I actually didn't, expect to understand. They were just doing it more for supportive reasons. And I really do appreciate that. It's good to have people like that, being behind you. But at the same time, it does show you that, although people are behind me, they really didn't think it was gonna, I mean, it was bad. It was a bad injury. I had a bad knee injury 10 weeks before the Khalil fight. Said nothing. Obviously, as a fighter and, having to make money and stuff like that, sometimes you got to do what you got to do, right?
Yeah.
And I already I've kept all the MRIs and everything. Like, I didn't realize actually how bad it was before I went into the fight, so it was my fault for obviously going in there and expecting that it would hold up. And fair play to him, because he realized the technical error that I was making and he capitalized. And like I say, all respect to him. He's fucking smashing it now. So But yeah, now I know as well that I'll never go into a fight with an injury again. And as well though, in a way, the UFC covering the injury as well was absolutely amazing. It's like they used stuff that you wouldn't normally use in a knee, and that's why I've come back the way I have. So if it wasn't for the UFC, I would not be in such a position that I am now. And now we're back on the comeback trail.
It's brilliant, that means.
That's what we like to hear.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's you.
Is it me?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking hell. You can tell we've done this for like nearly 2 years, can't you? What we were going to ask, obviously, with the oblique kick after it, there was a discussion about it being banned in MMA. Obviously, with yourself being the subject of it, what is your opinion on oblique kicks?
Perfectly legal. If
Good.
We're allowed knees, kicks, spinning heel kicks to the head. We're allowed to elbow you in the face. We're allowed to choke you unconscious. I understand that a knee, but we've seen it. We've seen people pop their elbows out with arm bars and not tapping and stuff like that. It was my job to defend the kick. I didn't. So he did what he had to do. Fair play to him. Let's say, for example, my knee was 100%. Could I have withstood it? Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? We've seen those oblique kicks before. We've seen people's knees get blasted with those, even with like 100% knees as well. But it's the fight game, man. Avoid it. He did well to time it, so fair play to him. So, it just means that my defenses will be better, and people just have to watch out for these kicks. But they're not easy to land.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw, but in the fight, I dodged his first one, and the reason why he connected was because I put all my weight on my front foot to jab. So, why make it illegal? Because like I say, you don't see those things happen often.
Yeah.
And like at the end of the day, it's fighting, man. You got to defend it. So fair play to him. That's all I can say.
If we're going to be banning things that may cause injury, then we've got to ban people blocking leg kicks.
Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Exactly.
It's a crazy notion, but like Keaton said, it did cause a debate at the time, and I think it's because they are so rare and you don't see them that often that it probably did cause that debate. If they were more regular, it wouldn't have been a question, would it? So
yeah, and then it's mad because you see all these people in the UFC then just fucking blasting out oblique kicks like it's nobody's business. I'm like, okay, well, I guess this started a bit of a trend now.
Yeah.
They're like, this is what could happen. Let me try it now.
Clearly not everyone kicks like Khalil Roundtree.
Yeah, exactly. Man's a beast.
Yeah, he is. He's immense. So you mentioned obviously the journey that you've sort of been on with the recovery and everything. You mentioned that, it's full of ups and downs, twists and turns. Have you learned anything about yourself through this journey and through the recovery?
A hell of a lot, man. I mean, for me to go over all of that, like I wouldn't even be able to put it within like 20 minutes. It's like freaking half an hour. Do you know what I mean? Like, but to cut it short, basically, I mean, you learn a lot about yourself. You learn about your mental fortitude. You learn how to adapt even more so than what I had. I've learned to become more open-minded with certain things, with different parts of my training. I've learned that, some people, they may say that they're like all good and they're amazing, and then really that they're not, and stuff like that. But I mean, realistically, I've like I said, I can't even put it like, there's just so many things, like literally my mind just explodes when I think about actually how many things I've learned from this injury and this whole experience. And one thing is for sure, I'm never going to make the mistakes that I've made again, just because it's been such a painful experience, not only physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. So, but I think I've become a much more all-rounded human being, not only in combat sports, but in all general areas of life. And I'm very thankful for that, because, I'm literally at the strongest point, that I've ever been as a human being. And I almost feel annoyed in a way that I have to say, I'm 28 and I've learned these things. But I guess you never really know when you're gonna learn. Some people learn earlier, some people learn later. But doesn't matter when you learn it. The point is that you do learn it. So yeah, man. Even just different ways of just so many different things, and this will become very evident when I fight again. You know, all the different things that I've been learning to try and adapt and to be able to add to this new level of MMA that's coming through. So it's good, man. I'm excited. It's a very exciting time. Had to battle a lot of things, definitely mentally. You know, fighters talk about depression and stuff like that. It is real. It is real. You know, there's definitely very, very dark times. And sometimes you feel like you can never get out. It's like a hole that's too high for you to climb out of, you know, and you just feel like you're just stuck there. But, you know, I think with good people around me, you know, my family and stuff like that, and slow, gradual progression every single day, I was able to get out of it. And as soon as you start seeing things coming into fruition and come into light, and you push negative things out of your life and then bring in the positive and bring in the things that are going to help you and push you forward, mate, I'm glad that everything's went the way that it has, because it's going to make everything that's going to happen even that much sweeter.
Yeah, seems like patience as well was one thing that was a big thing there.
100%. And not only during this injury, but I should have been patient at the beginning of 2020, but I wasn't, you know. And it's all about go, go, go. You know, you win your first fight, everything's crazy, and then just jump into another fight and jump in here, and, you know, not really making, you know, tactical, strategical, smart, you know, decisions and stuff like that. You know, at the end of the day, you've got to believe in yourself. I think that's one big key factor in this whole MMA game. You've got to have self-belief, but as well, you've got to, and although the skill set may be there, but maybe mentally you're not quite ready, and you need, you know, your journey has to take a little bit longer, you know. And it's like you said, patience, man. I think patience is definitely a virtue, and it's definitely something that I've learned. You just need to embrace and go with it, and you know, do things the right way. You know, like Paddy, he turned down the UFC twice, for example. I don't think I was impatient with signing with the UFC. I think I was just impatient with my selection of opponents. So, you know, and like I said, it's just because I believed in myself. And you know what? I believe myself even more now, because my skill level has gone up tenfold. And like I said, I'm just looking forward to get back out there.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Do we still have time?
Yeah, we've got about 5-10 minutes, I reckon.
Yeah, perfect.
So our next one for you then. Obviously you started out at middleweight. What was the decision behind moving up?
I literally would have to cut an arm off to make middleweight. That's where the decision came from. I thought, bloody hell, what would make me lighter? Oh, just take this arm away, and then there you go. Like literally, I got an injury in December of 2016, and everyone noticed I had a massive long layoff in between my last fight where I lost, and then I came back to Cage Warriors again, and then I went on my win streak. Sorry, what was the question again? I just went off on a little bit of a tangent.
Your decision to move to lightweight.
Oh, my decision.
Light heavyweight. Sorry.
I went off on a tangent there. My mind just literally goes all over the place. But yeah. Anyway, so in between that time, like I was getting prepared to fight at middleweight, and I got myself down to that level of leanness that I needed to be, and then, you know, all of a sudden I got injured. And then as I was coming back through the injury, and me and my dad, we did strength and condition. We had already started a strength and conditioning program, but we started doing it even more so. And then with the injury, you're doing everything from sitting down. And then like I was probably building muscles that I never thought I really had, like, you know, from sitting and doing all these adaptations, which is why during this injury it was very easy for me to train, because, you know, I'm so grateful to have my dad there, because he can just adapt to anything. And even for me, just for myself. And like honest to God, but I look at pictures of me, like even a couple of years ago, I'm like, man, Like, I swear to God, I looked like a hamster that just stuffed his cheeks with nuts or something. Like, honestly, it was like a complete different like transformation for me. Like, I just think I filled out. I was getting stronger, and then my weight naturally went up. If you think about it, I was like 20. I must have been not even 23 yet. I think my body like naturally filled out and developed by 20, 20 going into 24, 25 sort of territory. So yeah, man. Like I say, I think it was just tactical, because there would be no way I could make middleweight. And even though now, like when I make light heavyweight, like sometimes I wake up on the morning and don't even do a water cut and I make weight. But if I was to try and you told me then you have to do a water cut and you have to do middleweight, I'll be like, hell nah, 20 pounds, no chance. Do you know what I mean? So I don't even know where the hell it will come from. So yeah, man, it's just, I think as your body naturally fills out, you just learn. You feel your body, you see how it adapts to certain stimuluses, and when you get down to a level of leanness that you're happy with. And I get quite lean, but when I'm like at that particular like leanness, it's like, I definitely wouldn't, like at that point you can then see, can I drop with water? No chance to middleweight. So that already started quite early, so I've just kept that going.
Yeah, definitely.
And would you say in that then, have you ever thought about moving up to heavyweight, or would that be a bit too much?
Probably now it would be, but I mean, if a last minute opportunity came up and I was a little bit heavier, I could definitely fight heavier. I definitely feel I'll be fast at the division. I'll still be strong. I've fought heavyweights before, or sparred with heavyweights. So, I don't think it would be a move that I would ever not consider. Everything would have to be right. The stars would have to align contractually and all sorts of other things. But yeah, I'm happy at light heavyweight for the minute.
Yeah. So as you mentioned there, you're the former Cage Warriors champ. The promotion obviously continues to grow from strength to strength. The recently had the 20th anniversary not too long ago. Do you keep like tabs on Cage Warriors, and what do you make of their growth?
I think they've done absolutely amazing. They're a great promotion. They're doing loads of really good things. Like I say, I don't think I was necessarily promoted till I became champion, which understandably, as business goes, I didn't follow through with my first fight for the promotion, and then I managed to go on this win streak. So, look, at the end of the day, they're doing amazing, and I think they're going to continue to grow and continue to build great European talent. It'll be a great platform for guys in even like Eastern European countries to be able to find a place to get them to the big show, to get them, because it gives them their chance. If you beat one of the hometown lads, you're going to get noticed.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a great promotion, but if you're talking, are you looking at promotion as if, are you probably going to go back there? And look, at the end of the day, I'll go where my manager, it's his birthday today, so happy birthday to him, Jason. Wherever he tells me to go, whatever he tells me to do, I'll do, because he's looking after my career. He's going to do what he thinks is best for me, and that's where I'll go. So yeah, like I say, as a personal decision, like to go back there, I mean, at the end of the day, whatever's given to me, I'll take. So I'm ready for wherever it is, but it's not like I'm like rushing to go anywhere. I'm just like, okay, see the options, see what we have lined up next, and we go forward.
Yeah, absolutely. So final question then, mate. So you have been teasing the comeback a little bit on social media and stuff like that, and we know a lot of people are going to be excited for it. So you mentioned like Cage Warriors, maybe, possibly, if the opportunity is right. Have there been discussions with some of the bigger promotions, like the likes of Bellator and there's so many these days?
Yeah, there have been. Let's just say there have been discussions. We have landed on certain things that fell through, but yeah, we're looking for a return soon. Just keep your eyes peeled is all I'll say. obviously I wouldn't be in this great of a shape if I didn't think there'll be an opportunity coming soon. Nothing's done. No, there's no deal signed or anything like that. But we're working on something. So you guys will probably know within the next month what's going to be my next move in my career. Yeah, let's just say that I'm ready to put on a show. I feel like a lot of people have already started forgetting about me, and it's now about time for me to start reminding them, So I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, like I say, I'll just keep all you lot posted. I'll as everything happens, as contracts get signed and this and that, I'll let everyone know on social media. But this year, I mean, I'm definitely going to be looking to have at least 2 fights. So that's what we have in the works.
There you go.
Sounds
we can't
good.
wait.
We certainly can't wait. It's, like I said, I think some people have started to forget about you, and it's about time that you get a chance to remind them exactly who you are. So we can't wait. We'll be keeping our eyes out, and we just can't wait. So, look, thank you very much for your time, Modestas. It's been a pleasure. Like you said, keep an eye out on the socials for that news about his career. We can't wait to see you back in action, and yeah, it's going to be great.
Mate, thank you guys so much. You two are top lads, amazing fellas. I really enjoyed talking to you. And yeah, I'm looking forward to putting on a show for both of you when the time's right.
You too, mate. We appreciate your time.
My guys, listen, you guys have an absolute amazing weekend. And yeah, I'll catch you lot soon.
You too, mate. Thank you.
All right, take care, guys.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
So that was the one and only recording stopped. That was the one and only Modestas Bukauskas. Hopefully he'll have some fight news for us soon. Just career news essentially, more than fight news, isn't it? So great to talk to Modestas. Look out for him. We are going because we've got nothing else to talk about now.
Yeah, it was I mean.
So yeah. But if anyone is still listening, we've got a few good guests that we need to just arrange dates with at the moment, a few really good ones. And yeah, obviously the live stream that's now officially in place. We've got our first guests technically confirmed for that, but we'll reveal all about that at a later date when we've got a bit more information on times and that with them. But it is beginning to come together. We're going to have some giveaways, some raffles and everything. So we're going bigger, we're going better this time around. And yeah, so lots to look forward to from us over the next few weeks. So keep following us, keep tracking us. And I said it last time, if you're not following us on Instagram, go and do it. We want to hit 1,000 by the end. It is. It's super necessary that you do it. We want to hit 1,000 by the end of the year. So please help us do that. But thank you everyone for listening. Hope you enjoyed us chatting with Modestas. And I've just realised, I don't know if you pulled it up on Twitch or YouTube, but I didn't.
I had Twitch on.
I forgot completely. My head was falling off at the time in my defence. So
your head was, as they say, up your ass.
It was. No, but thank you everyone for listening. And hopefully we'll be back very, very soon.